Okay, today we are playing a game on Numbani. We are playing Lucio the entire way through, and we are in the Silver SR range. Didn't push tab at a convenient time for us to look at our team, but I'll just tell you what it is. Lucio, obviously. Mercy, Soldier, Junkrat, Reinhardt, and Roadhog. So, pretty average 2-2-2. We have a Junkrat. That's sad. It always is, but I mean, it happens. So, off the bat, not very many people are standing where we want them to be. Reinhardt is standing right next to their gates right now, so Reinhardt is basically attempting to throw the game, and throw his life away. So, that's cool, that's always exciting, but we wanna, if possible, get everyone to group up here, and just defend up there, because enemy team, most often, tries to go through this gate first, and if they don't go through this way first, we're still in a good place to defend, because I mean, high ground is the best ground you can be standing on, usually. As Master Obi-Wan Kenobi taught us, it's really fucking overpowered. But if you're up here, even if they come up the street, you can still defend from up the street, you can defend from the back way, and if they come through the gate below you, you can either fire down on the point from up here, or jump down and fight them down there. So you want to be up on the high ground, usually at the start of Numbani. In general, if you can be defending from the high ground, you should be up on the high ground, because if you have to get off the high ground, you can just jump down, but if you have to be on the high ground, that's a lot more difficult to get up onto, and generally just being up on high ground is better. Not so much an issue for Lucio. Lucio likes to be closer, usually, than the high ground, but high ground is usually good. This is not true. This is patently not true, because if you go up to speed boost your Reinhardt right now, what probably happens is you die. Because Reinhardt is standing up next to their gate right now. So, you write him off as dead because you're probably just gonna die trying to speed boost him back. So, whatever. He's managed to pin their Ana. Everything has gone so much better than expected right there. So, we end up checking our team in here. They're a little distracted by the fact they're being flanked by a Reinhardt right now. I'd be a little upset about that. Roadhog's gonna bully that man to death. He's backing up, you know, whatever. I mean, you're already on speed boost. I wouldn't amp it up to try and get over to him, really. I mean, and the Roadhog's backing away for, no reason anyway, so, I mean, whatever, right? So we're coming in here now to try and support the Reinhardt. I would've he's got an Earth Shatter within, 45 seconds, which is absolutely insane. I would stay on the healing right here, seeing as we're amping it up. Lucio's healing aura, really bad, unless you're amping it up. This Reinhardt right now, does he need healing, so I'd still be healing him right now rather than giving him the speed boost. And we're also kind of, leaving him behind. We should have stayed with him, just to try and heal him and support him, seeing as he seems to have gotten out of that, but then he just gets killed by the soldier. I would have stayed on the healing the whole time, and then stayed behind to try and heal him get him out of there, but, I mean, he's dead. Their whole team is dead, so it's not the end of the world. Cat, what are you doing? Dumb asshole. Alright, so. Now we gotta wait for the enemy team to recollect. Eventually they're gonna come back around. Again, we should be up on the high ground. If you end up coming off the high ground and you can get back on the high ground because you've wiped their team and they're resetting, just go back up onto the high ground again. If there's a fight happening around this staircase, don't be afraid to go up and try to boop somebody off. Lucio, the ability to just kill somebody through clicking the button once is really good. And Lucio, this Lucio right here going up the staircase, you could just, speed boost after him and try to push him off the staircase as he goes back up there. Yeah, it gets a little scarier when D.Va jumps down, but unless the D.Va's really good at tracking, we don't actually have to be afraid of the D.Va, so we could just go up and try to push the Lucio off. Maybe we could even push D.Va off if she moved back, who knows. But if someone's near an edge, it's worth trying to bump them off, usually, if you can. Without trying to, obviously don't if you, think you're gonna die trying to do it, but if you can go up and try to do that, that's usually good. Again, we should be trying to reset up onto the high ground. There's not really much point standing on the point if nobody's there to actually try and take it. Enemy team comes out through here. Mercy, flies straight face first into the Reaper, and it's a good thing she didn't die right there. Yep. Hello, cat. Yeah, please get out of the way. Thank you. Please do not also sit in front of the microphone. Thank you. Good job. So, Roadhog's it's worth trying to speed boost the Roadhog here, because he is, after the Reaper, so I would speed boost the Roadhog after him right there. Also just generally didn't really need to be in the healing aura right there, because there weren't too many people to heal anyway. Now Mercy's healing us, so that's cool. We don't have to switch off the healing off the speed boost yet, and of course we want to be in the speed boost as much as possible. Other Lucio tried to drop the beat, died. Unfortunate for him. Feels bad, man. Would have actually been better if he did ult, because that was going to be a wasted ult right there, so we could have actually gotten the charge out of him as well. And the amount of time left, it's not unimaginable that Lucio doesn't get another sound barrier in this game. So we've wiped the enemy team again, and then the pushes are not really working out for them very much. Again, we want to try and reset up on the high ground again, seeing as not much is happening. Reinhardt's actually fighting somebody in here. And it looks like it's actually going okay, because he doesn't seem to actually be dropping into critical HP. So it can be worth going after him, especially since, like, Junkrat's going in there to support him as well. I'd go in there to at least poke my face in and see, like, if I can help him, or if he needs the help, rather than just, like, watching the silhouette through the wall. Yeah, we've called out that we want this Reinhardt dead as well, so that's cool. We've got an Earth Shattered right here. I mean, yes, that's true, but I find it unimaginable, basically, that any Lucio standing up on the high ground right here is still up on the high ground during this fight. Because, yeah, you want to be on the high ground, but when a fight, like, breaks out on the point, it's usually quite helpful for Lucio to get down there and actually try to help with the fight, especially since he's about to get, like, changed in the future. That's going to make him more of a close-range fighter as well. Like, he's going to actually be able to, like, do damage to people, and his auras are going to be a lot smaller. Like, yeah, you wouldn't have gotten Earth Shattered, but I can't imagine a situation, basically, where a Lucio was like, yeah, I'll just sit up on the high ground, like, sprinkling in there, right? Like, I can't imagine that, basically. So while that's true, I think it's still just fine to jump down and start trying to fight people on the point anyway at this point. So I imagine every Lucio ever would still get hit by that Earth Shatter. So Diva's wasting her ultimate. She's killed Junkrat, but I mean, whatever, right? Like, yeah. And she's wasted her ult basically as well. Now we're just gonna kill Diva. Cool, awesome. We don't need to be in the healing aura this much. Lucio is good because of his speed boost. You want to be in the speed boost as much as possible, but generally you are in the speed boost as much as possible, so that's good. That's good. Most Lucios hang out in the healing aura way too much. You want to be in the speed aura as much as possible. Not much point standing back here, because we're not really doing anything all the way back here, so not much point coming around there to begin with. If you see somebody like Reinhardt off fighting somebody like this, like, come over and at least see if you can reasonably help him, or if he needs the help. Then if he doesn't need the help, you can just leave again, right? But if you see somebody like fighting down in this area, or just kind of off by themselves anyway, and it looks like you can at least go and see if you can help them, like, go and see, rather than just like watching the silhouettes through the wall. So we got sound barrier, that's cool. There's only 30 seconds left. We just killed 2 of their team right now, and we've got sound barrier, so we're feeling pretty good about this right now. Things are looking good. There's a Genji who's about to pop out and try and kill us with the Dragon Blade. Any second now. Any second now. Again, we do want to be, like, hanging out on the high ground again. We don't want to really just be standing around on the point, because, I mean, high ground is better, generally speaking. Genji's about to pull out the Dragon Blade. We ult. Probably unnecessary, but at the same time, like, because it doesn't look like he's really going to get anything done with it, but at the same time, there's almost no time left. Basically, the only way you lose this fight is if Genji pulls off some miracle Dragon Blade play, so fine, also, even though it seems like it was probably unnecessary. Round's about to end anyway, right? So it doesn't really matter. And we end up winning the round, so that's cool. Didn't really have to do much. Enemy team didn't really ever get a good push going. They also never killed the Reinhardt that was, like, trying to commit suicide at various points during the game, so that's convenient for us. Honestly, like, if I see a Reinhardt just, like, camping their spawn right at the start of the round like that, I'd expect to lose the first point almost immediately, because the Reinhardt should die, and then you'd get rolled over. But everything went a lot better than expected, so... So they've got a Widowmaker, they've also got a Symmetra. We just lost our Junkrat immediately. Gotta juke around these balls. I know for a fact I would have gotten hit by that second ball as well, because it was, like, right in front of your face. So Reinhardt's getting, like, bullied around up here. General thing, don't, like, speed boost out, don't amp it, I mean, okay. I always say this, don't amp up the speed boost, like, right at the start of the round, because it's not really worth it. Because amp it up is a 12-second cooldown, and that's a really fucking long time, and what usually happens if you amp it up right as you're coming out of the gate is you don't have it when the actual first fight breaks out, with like right now. Because right now, we'd love to be able to put it in the healing aura and amp it up just to try and heal the Reinhardt through this. But we have to wait, and by the time he's dead before amp it up even comes off cooldown, so best to usually not amp it up out of the gate. You don't get anything for it, really, because you get there like a second or two faster, but you end up sacrificing this really long cooldown, and you don't know if you're going to need it in the near future, right? So, it's not worth, like, the risk for the small gain that you get. So we're bullying around this Genji right now. We give up on this Genji. We could have killed that Genji, honestly. Like, I would just try and run this Genji down. Thing with Genji, your right click goes through the deflect, so if you're fighting a Genji and he starts deflecting, you can just right click through the deflect. But I would just run him down, because you should realistically be able to kill this Genji. He's mostly dead, you're full HP, amp it up came off cooldown, you could have killed him right there. And Lucio's gonna be even better at killing people in the near future, so that's gonna be pretty cool. Lucio's going to be like a fun hero to play, unimaginable. So we've managed to kill the Genji anyway. We've killed most of their team, so we're calling out that we want to go in while we've got some picks. Great, awesome, we're going in. We've killed their Mercy as well. Everything's going great. We're doing everything fine right now. We've got our healer, our aura touching as many people as possible. If you find like a turret nest, try to right-click the turrets. Yeah, right there. Just boop, destroys them all. They only have 1 hit point. And basically we've won the round because we've killed most of their team. We just have to go through the ceremony of actually killing everybody that's getting out here to touch it. But everything we're doing right now is fine. We're like focusing people down. Amp it up like sooner here because you are like half hit points and you've got amp it up. Good time to amp it up. You're not gonna really... It's not really worth amping up the speed boost usually when you're in this kind of position where you're just fighting on the point. You usually just switch back over into the healing aura to amp it up, make sure everybody's full HP, then switch back to the speed aura again for just general utility. And yeah, like, we have still won this round. We still just are having to go through the, ceremony. Right there, like, punch that Mercy at that point. Because we end up having to reload, just walk up and punch her. And you'd kill her. Or you'd kill her faster, certainly, even if the punch itself didn't kill her. We've managed to build up, break it down. We break it down just to make sure everybody survives through the fight. As soon as Transcendence is happening, we see him just Transcendence right there. You just switch to the speed boost immediately, basically regardless of what's happening, because your healing aura isn't doing anything anymore. Also, generally, when you break it down, you usually want to switch to the speed aura immediately, unless you're using break it down to save somebody's life, which we weren't really doing there, so you usually want to just switch it back to the speed aura again immediately. But yeah, we've won the round, and the play of the game's not in this replay because it's too short. Okay. Pretty short game. Pretty good game. Pretty easy game. Enemy team, not the best. Couldn't punish a Reinhardt that was standing right outside of the gate, so, that feels good. Not too many, like, really obvious issues. It's very heartening to see a Lucio in, like, the lower SRs that is actually just in the speed boost as much as possible, because so very often, they just sit around in the healing aura doing absolutely nothing, and that's not why Lucio's a good hero, it's because of his speed boost, so that's really good to see. Try to, like, positioning-wise, at the start of the round, like on Numbani, Dorado, is there another example, really? Hollywood. If there's, like, a high ground you can be standing on at the beginning where you can defend from, usually want to just be standing on the high ground, because there's no reason not to. It's just a better position to be standing in. It's harder to get to you. It's easier for you to shoot them. And if you do need to get off of the high ground for any reason, you can just jump off. So it's not like it's gonna impede you if you have to get down, right? So you usually want to be up on high ground as much as possible. Lucio, not so much of a big thing, because Lucio is a hero that is usually jumping down off the high ground when a fight breaks out to actually start in the fight. He doesn't really gain very much from being on high ground personally, because he's got a slow projectile weapon. So he's usually just standing up there with his team, but then when the fight breaks out, you usually jump down and start fighting as well. Especially since, like, the changes that are coming through are going to make Lucio so much more short range, and he's going to actually be able to kill people, hopefully. But usually just stand on the high ground in general. That's kind of it, really. There wasn't very much up. I'll just go with some, like, general Lucio things, because there wasn't really a glaringly obvious thing. So we'll just go through, like, some minor things that'll improve Lucio play generally. Speed boost is usually one I say, but we already, like, you're good at that anyway, so it doesn't matter. Wall ride, like, as much as possible. If you're near a wall and you're fighting someone, like, you just ride the wall as much as possible. Because it just makes you harder to hit for a bunch of reasons. It makes you slightly smaller, for one thing, because Lucio, like, tucks in slightly when he's on the wall. It's harder to hit your head, because usually, like, Lucio's head is positions in a way that, like, his body is usually covering it, so it's harder to get headshots on you. People are not accustomed to shooting at people who are wall riding, so it's harder for them to track you. That kind of thing. Makes you harder to hit in general, so you want to wall ride as much as possible. Try not to jump very much. This is very easy for Lucio players. This is good advice in general, but Lucio players are really prone to this, just because you're, like, speedy hero, so people are usually, like, bunny hopping all around. The more often you jump, the more predictable you actually become. Because once you jump, you're locked into the arc. You can't change your momentum in the air. So if you're fighting like a soldier or something and you keep jumping around and the soldier's good, he's just going to wait for you to jump and then track you through that arc, and it's going to be really easy. So jump less is... I mean, I'm not saying never jump either. Like, when you're fighting somebody, you, like, strafe back and forth, crouch on crouch, jump, wall ride. Just don't keep jumping over and over again, because the more times you jump, the more predictable you become. Don't be afraid to just, if somebody's near an edge and you can go up and hit them, just, like, go up and try to hit them. Don't be afraid to, like, try and kill people as Lucio in general, because Lucio, he can already be played in a way that's very aggressive. I'm not personally a fan of that right now, but the changes that are coming through on the PTR right now, oh, excuse me, God. They're gonna make Lucio a much closer range hero, and he's gonna do more damage, so just, if you're confident and you don't think you can be punished for it, at least not easily, go up and try to kill someone. Lucio can kill people. You can play Lucio in a really aggressive manner right now, and that's gonna be easier to do when he, like, goes faster when he's wall riding, and he does 20% more damage, and his auras are lower range, so you gotta be closer anyway, so don't be afraid to just go up and kill people. Yeah, this was a pretty good Lucio game, for the most part. Just, like, small things, basically. So, thank you very much for watching, if you did. If you have any questions, please ask. Feel free to ask. More than happy to answer. And I hope you found the video helpful, even though not really that much happened. It's kind of Lucio, honestly.